Okay, be well,
Excuse me,
everybody.
Rob Levitt?
We have another session, Rafael. And,
Yeah, 11:45. It says Gemara Bava Kama level 2. Is that right?
No.
No,
public
It's,
comment.
the 28th of
Okay.
July, this is Rabbi Levitt. We're doing Gemora Bava Metzia,
On top of Metzia, that's right. public
level
comment.
2.
What am I
yeah, we
thinking?
finished Baba Kama.
Yes, oh,
Well, my chart is from Zman Antiochus, so forgive me.
Well,
Ari Alev
I just
David
went
is
and
going to
corrected
fix it, I'm
newsletter,
sure,
so
and
the
send
next
me a new one.
newsletter will be correct. Give me a second.
You got it.
Okay.
I sent you an email. Try not to have anything in your mouth when you're reading it.
Okay.
So you'll take a break for 10 minutes?
We're in the first parak, Shnaim Ochzin. Yeah, that reminds me, I should send a email to Rabbi Fairman to tell him that we started Bava Metzia. I think I don't know where Rabbi Fairman is holding. It could be he's still in Bava Kama. I'm not sure. You have to ask Mayor.
The newsletter tends to be a one-way document. It comes out from me. That's it. I get almost no feedback on the newsletter.
Really?
I don't even think anybody reads it, to tell you the truth.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, there's just so much out there. So much to hear, so much to read. Yeah. All right. Okay, so Bava Metzia.
783. That's what I have.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, we were doing this Shnaim Adukim B'Shtar. Two people are holding on,
Yeah, right.
the lender and the borrower. They're both grabbing the star. They both have their hands on the star. And so what do we say about that? So we don't know exactly where we stopped off, but maybe we'll go over this again. Be a good idea to do that.
So there's one part we talked about which is certified through set signers. It's on page 783, right hand side top.
I think we read the part where it says that the document fell into the hands of a judge.
Yeah.
Nafal Liad Dayani.
Nafal Liad Dayan.
Yeah, Dayan.
Right?
I think we read that. That was the last thing we read.
Okay, you want to go from there?
Sure, why not?
Let's go from there. That'll be okay. Okay. Oh, I guess, oh, did Phil tell us he's not gonna be here today?
I
He's
don't-
usually, okay. Okay, so, Lou will take over for Phil for the reading of the Rashi entirely today, looks like, because Phil, I don't ever remember him being late. And Alan,
Yeah,
you'd like to start the reading from Nofal Liad Dayon.
It's
Yes.
783, right-hand column. The second paragraph, the Bryson now rules.
but document held by a third party, Nafel.
Yeah, yes,
Okay. The Bryson now rules in case in which a document is held by a third party. No fail, Yad Dayan. If the document fell into the hand of a judge, Lo Yotziu Olamim, the principals cannot ever retrieve the document from him. Rabbi Yosef Omer, Rabbi Yosef says, Karehu because Koso, the document retains its status as a valid document. The Gemora cites Rabbi's ruling and challenged its implication. Amar Master said, Yes, Yem Hashem Tor more. The document should be certified by the signatories. Now, does this mean that if the document is certified, the creditor can then collect the full sum mentioned in the document? Does Rabbi then not hold the rule expressed in a Mishnah of his if two persons are holding on a garment, etc., they're divided? The Mishnah records no debate concerning its ruling. Surely Rabbi accepts it. Why in the Bryce's case then does he assign the entire disputed sum to the creditor? Let the debtor and creditor divide the sum in accordance with the Mishnah's ruling. Should I continue?
No. Let's explain this and translate it. I mean, translate it, but okay. Okay. First of all, let's let Rafael Aryeh in on where it is that we're holding in the Masechta. So it's a large Masechta, and we started from the beginning of the Masechta, Perek Shnai Mochsin, and we're right now holding on Daf Zayin. Daf Zayin Amud Aleph. And we're
How many lines down?
This is towards the end of the Amud. It's towards the end of the end of the Amud. The sugya starts the third wide line after the two dots. Tan Rabbanan Shnaim Adukim B'Shtar. And where we are holding is Nofali Adayan. We started today from Nofali Adayan. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is it? Wide lines down from where the wide lines start on the page towards the end of the line. The first word in that line.
Nafo Liad Dayan, yes?
Yeah, Nofali Adayan.
Yola Seal. Got it.
Lo Yotzi Olamis. Right.
Gotcha.
So So we're just describing, we're gonna do the we're just gonna go over what it is that the Gemora says. And then we're going to go to the Rashi, if there's any Rashi over here. Hopefully there's some Rashi to help us out. And then we'll proceed from there. Okay, so what's the case? The case is that Nofali Adayin, it fell, doesn't tell us what it was, but we know already from the beginning of the sugya that what we're talking about is a shtar chov, a loan document. So if it fell into the hand of a dayan, a judge, what's the din in that case? Lo yotziu olomis. It can't be taken out from him and given to anybody ever. That's the view of the Tanakama. And then Rav Yossi weighs in. Rav Yossi Omer, Harehu v'cheskasoi. He says, no, it stands in its status of being muhsak. It's presumed to be a valid and a kosher star. And therefore, what does that mean? That what that probably means is that we're going to give it back to the one that generally is the one who's holding on to a good loan document, which is the lender, and then he accordingly will be able to collect with that document from the lova, from the borrower. Okay, so that's what it says. The two Tanaic opinions. Do we have any Rashi on this so far? Nafal ashtar liad dayan. Yes, we do. You see where it is? It's
right in the middle. Yeah, it's about 7-8 lines from the bottom of where Rashi gets wider.
Yeah.
Last words is Nafal ashtar. Nafal ashtar.
Yeah, Nafal ashtar liad dayan. Okay, you want to read the Refoil Aryeh?
Sure. You guys have patience, no problem.
Yeah, we have patience.
Is it mishama or mishma?
Mashma.
Mashma. Dehachi ke'amar im mitzaen dayan lo yotziu oto olamit miyad dayan v'lekaman parim. Is that parim?
Yeah, good.
My shna dayan me inashi
Inshe.
alma. Oh, inshe. That means men, people. Yes.
Right. Good.
Okay. De alma. So going back, it says if this star falls into the hand of a rabbinical judge, a dayan, which is interesting. You'd figure it's in the safest place, but it says mashma dahachi kamar. That's more idiomatic than I can handle, but I want to translate each word, but help me out here.
Mashma. What does the word mashma mean? Mashma comes from the word shama. What's the word shama?
To hear?
Yeah. We in other words, we hear. We hear from these words
that there is what to say im matzan, that if it matzan is to go out.
Hachi mean the hachi kamar. That's an expression. Mashma the hachi kamar. Like this, it means to be saying. Hachi kamar means like this. Mashma, it's mashma. It's we hear from these words in the Gemara, the hachi kamar, that it's saying like this. What is it saying?
Hold on, I'm just writing the English like this. Okay, hold on.
It's
Uh, that
and now Rashi's gonna tell us what it is that it's mashma that what we hear from these words, what it's saying.
okay. So matzau, it was found by a dayan. It's found
Right. Excellent. Imatsu dayan.
matzu dayan. Lo yatziu it oto yotziu. It doesn't go out.
Right.
Oto is what? The same?
Oto, it, which is referring to it, the star.
It doesn't go out to anybody. Olamot?
Lo yotzio, he cannot take it out. Oso olamis. He is referring to the one that would like to take it out. Who's the one who'd like to take it out? The malva.
The person that is the lender.
Yeah, he's the one that's claiming that he's owed money.
So he can never retrieve the document, as it says in the Rabbi Scroll. In other words,
right.
Oto Olamot is for anybody, for the forever, or
Olamot means forever.
Forever. Miyad dayan, from the hand of the judge.
Right.
Ulekaman parin.
Parich. Ulekaman parich.
Okay, hold on.
And further on in the Gemora.
Further on.
Parich, we're going to ask a question. Gemora is going to ask this question that Rashi is saying right now.
Parach is to ask?
Yes. A pircha is a question.
To ask, gotcha. My shana, what year or what time?
My shna.
What changes?
Yeah, what's the difference?
What's the difference from the dayan for the judge? From the judge or a regular guy, a regular Joe. The alma means at all.
A person of the world, literally. Any other person in the world.
Yeah, why would the judge be not able to give it back to the person, but a regular person should?
No. No,
go ahead.
Okay.
It's
a good try,
and a regular.
Try.
No, what's the difference between a judge and a regular person? But I'm just thinking,
right.
I wouldn't have, it's counterintuitive.
What's the halacha?
The judge
What's the halacha that we see?
He should return it to the lender. So he has what to collect with, but it's saying he can never. He says can never get which is counterintuitive.
Right. So Rashi's assuming like this. Rashi's assuming that by the judge as well as any other person, Inshi da Alma, any other person in the world, the halacha would be the same. Why? Because there's no logical reason that we could think of, says Rashi, why it would be any different if it came into his hands as opposed to anybody else's hands. So if so, that Rashi's assuming that there should be no difference. So therefore, Rashi's asking the question, Maishna, why? What's the difference between the dayan and anybody else? That the halacha is that when it's found by a third party, like the Art Scroll says, we don't take it out from him ever. The Malva can't take it out from him. That's it. That's the end of the story. So Rashi's assuming that it's not Rashi. Rashi's is saying the Gemora is going to ask this question very soon. Rashi's giving us a preview. L'kaman parich, Rashi says, very soon in the Gemora is going to ask this question. My shna dayan me inshe de alma. Why is this Brisa telling me that the dayan found it? Would there be any difference if any other person would find it? Presumably, it would be the same. It would be the same thing. A third party found it. If so then why does the Brisa say? Why does it mention a dayan? Okay.
But I don't understand. I would have assumed if a person finds it, he should return it. Here it's saying if a judge finds it, he doesn't return it. Is that what it says? He can never retrieve this document from him. Rav Yossi says it's still a valid document. But if it fell into the hands of a judge, he can't retrieve it. What does that mean? The judge keeps it forever and it's under his bed? Why doesn't
So
the judge?
what we don't know is who did this document fall from. We don't know. We don't.
It doesn't matter if you find something. You would assume you return it to the lender. He's the one that has what to profit, gain, or make fair the judgment of this debt. I certainly wouldn't give it to the borrower.
Oh, no, on the
I have
contrary.
to know him well enough to trust him that he's going to say, okay, I owe you the money. But certainly the person that needs the star to collect, I would think you give it back to him. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong. Think about
Okay.
from the borrower's perspective. Let's say the
What?
lender gave the borrower the contract because the borrower paid him. Now the borrower has the contract in his hand.
You mean the piece of paper, this contract, they all forgot how to write in Hebrew or Aramaic and could not write paid in full on the piece of paper. That's a good point. I agree with you. If there was nothing written on it, just the star, but you're
Let's
right.
say he's taking it home and he's gonna write paid in full on it.
Not at the
Done
place
it
where he
yet, and
handed,
now he drops it in the street.
gotcha, where he handed, I'm saying the likelihood of where he handed the man the money and he said, shall I write paid in full and sign my name on it? No, I'll sign your name when I get home. I'm not saying it's a stretch. I'm saying it could happen. I would have thought the likelihood of when I paid off the loan, I would say, and put your name over here with two witnesses like you did when you made me borrow the money. Or even if not two witnesses, could you at least put your signature, paid, thank you, Reb Rafalaria. And as I
Okay,
walk,
so
I'm just thinking.
so in that case, we wouldn't need the Gemora to ask about that case, because that case is not going to come to our attention. The Gemora is asking about a case which presents a problem.
Now I get it.
Right? Right? Obviously, the proper procedure to happen over here is when the lova pays, he requests a receipt of payment called a shover, and the malva duly writes him out a shover and he gives it to him. And in that case, it doesn't matter what happens with that star. They could do like that, or if they prefer the moment that the lova gets the star, he destroys it. He burns it up.
Okay, but the last three words.
But that's not what happened in this case. That's not what happened in this case, and therefore the Gemora is saying what happens in a case where somebody finds a star, a loan document. What do you do now? That's the question.
It retains its status. What status? If it's unsigned, it looks like it's an owed debt. I agree with the gentleman that educated me a minute ago that said, no, it could have been paid and he's taking it home. So what status does it retain? An unsigned, unpaid, but it could have been paid document? And the judge holds on.
Okay, so this is something, this language, Harehu b'chezkaso, this language is something that we already saw before in the first part of this brisa. You weren't here for it. So Harehu b'chezkaso, Rashi used that lashon, and basically means is that we assume we regard this document as an authentic document which has not yet been paid.
Which is what I would have thought, but it could have been paid and he didn't write it down yet. But earlier I thought the Rav said that it would be returned to the lender. Isn't that what you said? The judge would return it to the lender?
Well, see, this is, you have to understand over here, we have two different opinions of the Tanoim over here. We have a debate over here going on, right? It says Nofel liad dayan. That's the case. It fell into the hands of the dayan. He's got it, and now it says Lo yotziu olamis. We don't take it out from him forever. That's the first opinion.
How would that help the debt or debtor or creditor?
One second. And then Rav Yossi tells us he holds differently. He holds Harehu b'cheskasoi. He says this document is a kosher star. It hasn't been. We presume that it has not been paid off yet, and therefore it'll be returned to the malva, and the malva will be able to collect with it. So we see a big, fat, huge difference of opinion over here between the two Tanoim, the Tanakama and Rebbe Yossi. So that's the first thing that we got to understand, that there's two sides of this coin. What happens? What's the halacha in this case? Okay, first we got to know what it is that's being said. Then we can start to analyze why this one holds like this and why that one holds like that, and what are they arguing about? Okay, so now, we read. Okay, so we read Rashi, Nafal Hashtar Liadayan, and but Rashi didn't explain either of the opinions over here of the Tanakama or of Reb Yossi. Now we're going to go further with Amar Mar. Now this Amar Mar, whenever we say Amar Mar, it goes back to something that the Bryce has said before.
Right.
We're going to go back to something that the Bryce has said previously.
Okay.
We had a okay. So okay, well let's have somebody read this here. Amar Mar.
I'm finished, right?
Roy, you want to read?
Okay, I'll try. I'm not feeling great. Oh, my.
Oi, sorry to hear that.
So am I.
Feel better.
Roy.
Oh, man. It's been like that for a while. Master said, Yiskayim Hashtar B'Chalsami. The document should be certified by signatories. Does this mean it should be certified by signatories when once it falls into the hands of the judge? I mean,
okay, so first thing we got to know is this is not talking about the case of the judge now. Because the Gemora said Amar Mar. Amar Mar means we're going to go back to something. We're going to go back to the first case where we also had a machloikas over there in the first case. In other words, Amar Mar goes back to the case of Shnaim Adukim B'Shtar.
Which was what?
If you go back to the third wide line in the Gemora lines, Tanurabanan, Shnaim Adukim B'Shtar, two people are grabbing onto a star. We got too much background noise over here.
Sorry.
Two people.
Shnaim Adukim B'Shtar, Malva Oimer Shalihu, Nofu Mimenis. The Malva is jumping up and down and saying, it's my document, give it back to me. It fell from me, belongs to me. Shalihu, V'nofu Mimeni, Umatsasiv. V'loi V'amar, the Lomud says similarly. He says, well, not exactly similarly. He says Shalchahu. He says he admits that it was yours. In other words, he admits that there was a star that he gave to him that the Malva had a right to collect for him. Uparito. But I paid it off. Parisa. Okay. So that's the case that we're talking about over here. then the Gemara said, Yiskayim ashtar b'chosamav. Divrei Rebbe. Rebbe held that this star, in this case, we should just be makayim the star by validating and authenticating the signatures, the signatories on the star, because every star has to have two signatures of people that are witnessing to the emes that it says in that star. And so we want to authenticate the signature. It doesn't actually have to be the guy himself that comes in and says that's my signature, but it could be somebody who's familiar with his signature, just point of information, and he could say, yes, that's Plony's valid. That is his signature. In fact, that's his. He signed this thing. Okay, fine. And with that, we said that Rashi said that therefore the star is becheskasai. The star is in its is a kosher star, and with that we would give it to the malva, and the malva would be able to collect with it. Arehu becheskasai means that the malva will be able to collect with that star. We'll give it to the malva. Now, of course, if the loiva has witnesses that he paid, so very good. So he'll bring those witnesses that he paid. Or if he has a shover, fine. So he'll say, I have a shover that you gave me, like I claimed that I paid you, right? But that's what happens with the star. That's what happens with the star. In other words, it gives the malva the right to demand that the loiva prove that he's paid him. That's what it does. It gives the malva the koach with the star in his hand. I got a star that I loaned you money. Prove to me that you paid me back. That's Divrei Rebbe. That's what Rebbe says. Okay, so that's what we're going on over here. Amar. So the Gemara is now going back to this statement that Rebbe said. This is what we do in this case.
All right. Sorry. Okay. The gobe le malva vole. Now, does this mean that if the document is certified, the creditor can then collect, and it says here the full sum in the document? Etc. Does Rebbe then not hold the rule expressed in our Mishnah? If two persons are holding on to a garment, etc., they divide it. And the art scroll continues to say, the Mishnah records no debate concerning its ruling. Surely Rebbe accepts it. Why, in the Barasis case, then does he assign the entire disputed sum to the creditor? Let the debtor and the creditor divide the sum in accordance with the Mishnah's ruling.
Okay, one second. What we have to understand over here is that we're not talking about the dayan anymore. In other words, what's happened is that the Brisa quoted two cases. Case number one, with the two the malva and the loiva holding on to the star. Each one's claiming that it belongs to it's his, or whatever it is that they're claiming, like we said. Okay, and then the second case of the Brisa was what happens if the dayan has it? It comes into the hand of the dayan. What's the din in that case? Okay, so the brisa, that's the brisa. Until there was the words of the brisa. Now the Gemora is analyzing the brisa, and it's choosing naturally to focus on the first case of the brisa first. So when it says Omar, we're going to go back to the words of Rebbe that he said in the first case. So now we're just talking about the case of the two guys, the Malva and the Loiva. They are contending over this star. Okay, and now the Gemara is quoting the words of Rebbe. Rebbe said, "Yiskayim star b'chosama," and on that the Gemara has a question on Rebbe. Gemara says, "V'gabele malva kule." The malva is going to collect the whole amount that it says in that star over there. And then the Gemara asks further, "V'leisle masnisin shnai moksim batalis." Does this brisa agree with the first Mishnah in our Masechta here in Bava Metzia? Don't you remember what we said in the case of Bava Metzia? The first Mishnah in Bava Metzia, Shnaim Oksim Batalis. What happens when two people come into Bezdin and they're grabbing on, both of them are grabbing onto the talis, and what did the Mishnah say over there? Divide it. Divide the proceeds of the talis. We don't give it to just one of them. We see that both of you have got a hand on it, and so we're gonna say we're gonna split down the middle monetarily. We're not gonna ruin the talis. There'd be no point in doing that, of course. but we're gonna split the value of that talis between them, because the both of them, we can't choose between this one or that one. So therefore, so what?
There's a difference. These
Good.
two found a talis is no loss, and here's a star where someone's about to lose money for sure. Somebody's got to lose on the star. And then tzitz is, okay, you didn't get a windfall. You didn't find it, but you didn't lose anything.
Okay, good. The Gemara seems to be saying that simply by virtue of the fact that each one, whether the guy's going to lose out or whether he's got nothing to lose or whatever it is, the Gemara is saying that, look, we see from the first Mishnah that two guys are holding on to it. We don't pick and choose between either one of them. We just say, look, both you two guys are holding on to it. We say like yachluku. So the Gemara is asking seemingly a very good, solid question. In the case of a loan document, why would we say any differently than what we say in the case of the talis? It should be the same din. Why is Rebbe saying that we favoring the malva over here? Why are we favoring this malva? Okay. Because look, if the Lova already paid, that's not fair to Lova to make him pay a second time. Okay. Do we have any Rashi?
Can I ask a question?
Before you do, I'm going to make my exit now. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Okay.
Oh, okay, Roy. Feel better.
But we'll see what we can do. Bye for now. It's nice to see you, Raphael. Be well, and see you tomorrow, Metzia.
Amen.
Amen.
To all of us.
Hazak Roy.
Lou, see you at 4, right?
Yeah.
Semach ben Pesha.
Stay tuned because I might have a comment.
No, I'm having to wait for an hour. I'm sure I won't be. That's not a good idea.
Okay, so the only Rashi that we have over here is the one word Rashi. Gabele malva kule, says Rashi. I'll just read it. Bitmiya. Rashi's saying the Gemora is jumping up and down over here. The Gemora is saying, how could you say that the Malva should collect the whole talus, not the talus, that the Malva should collect the whole amount that's stated over here in this loan document?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't the Dayan that's in possession of this document call the two people into this courtroom and say, excuse me, gentlemen, you guys have a loan going between yourselves? Yes. What's the amount? So-and-so. What's the status? I paid it. No, you didn't. Oh, now I need a Gemara. But if he says, well, I still owe him the money, I haven't paid it yet, why? He didn't pay you yet? No, he didn't pay me yet, Your Honor. Here's a star that was found on the street. I'm glad you both admitted that in front of me.
Well, here the Lova is claiming that he paid it up in full.
So in other words, they are both, somebody is lying in a court of law. Somebody said,
yes.
I paid him.
Oh, you got it. You got it. Yes, sirree. The Gemara is talking about a case where somebody has got to be lying through their teeth. Unless we say that the guy is just, he honestly thinks that he paid it off. Or the other guy honestly thinks that he didn't collect it. That could be. It could be that people forget. People forget sometimes, even about money, people forget. It could be. Okay. So, Amar of Nachman. So he's going to come to say something over here. Let's see who we got. We got 2 more minutes. Lou, you want to read the last two minutes?
Okay. B'mekuyam divrei hakol yachloku. Everyone agrees that they divide it.
B'mekuyam. If this star has already been validated and authenticated in the Beis Din, the signatures are valid signatures. It's not a forged document. If in that case, so then divrei hakol yachloku. Everybody would agree. There'd be no machlokes, that we would divide it, just like we do in Shnai Nochsim B'Talis, in the first Mishnah in Bava Metzia.
So that's contradicting what we learned before, when we said that if they certify it, then it goes to the Lova.
Good question. Okay, we'll see. We'll have to work this out. You're right.
He poligi v'she'eno mikuyam. So what do they do? What is it that they're arguing about? They're talking about an uncertified document. If it's certified, everybody agrees, according to Rav Nachman, that they divide. But if they cannot certify it, then they're disagreeing about what they do with it. Rebbe Savar, Rebbe holds, Modeh bishtar b'shekisavo tarich l'kaimo.
Oh.
The debtor concedes that he drafted a document. Still, the creditor must have it certified in order to collect.
Mm-hmm.
E mikayem le palig. If the creditor has the document certified, he divides. The e lo mikayem le lo palig. But if he does not have it certified, he does not divide, i.e., he collects nothing.
Right.
If I remember,
Okay.
Rav,
Yeah.
in Bava Kama, I thought that the Gemara had come to the conclusion there are thieves in the world, but nobody is that bad that they're going to take a piece of paper and say, Yossi am lending to Shmuli 100 shekels, I, Shmuli, accept it, and walk into a shul and say, here, see that guy Shmuli? Yeah, here's a piece of paper, he owes me 100. The guy says, I've never seen him in my life. They said a crook would never be that bold to walk over and say, that's my tallis you're wearing. But there are levels of, like you said, forgetfulness or an all-and-out liar. But this is saying that if it's an uncertified document, he collects nothing. We were drafting it up. I gave him the money, had to get a witness, and I forgot to make him sign it, but I handed him the cash. They would say that nobody was that bad that they're going to write up stars. He has 100 stars in each town. He walks into town. Hi, I'm just coming to collect my debt from who? That guy. Who are you? Come on, give me my 100. They said that there would be nobody that bad. This is saying the same thing, though, isn't it? That there would be nobody that bad. An uncertified document, he gets nothing. It was drafted up. Nobody signed it. No witnesses. But I gave him the money. But is the Gemara now allowing that somebody could be that bad? We're going to give him nothing. Means that a guy could show up with a piece of paper, undocumented, uncertified. It doesn't say no signatures, but I'm assuming the signature of even the recipient wasn't on it. And he's going to make up a lie like this? So that's why the Gemara says he gets nothing?
Oh, here all the Gemara is saying, is that if he's not successful to be able to authenticate the document,
right? So
then he's not going to get anything.
So the document is worthless. But I'm just saying, I remember in Bava Kama, they were saying nobody's that bad that he's going to walk into shul and say, you see that beautiful silver tallis that guy's got around his neck? Yeah, he stole it from me. I never saw this guy in my life. Or so-and-so owes me 500 shekels. Let's go to Beis Din. I'll get half. You'll argue. I'll argue. We'll get, hey, I can make half the money every day. How much do I need today? 5. I'll say, this guy owes me 1,000. 500 for you. He said nobody would be that bad to do such a thing. So we just throw him out. No witnesses, no nothing. I thought that this was
here he's just not he's not capable, he's not successful to find anybody to authenticate the document. We don't know that he's a crook.
Oh, so
right?
Why isn't he getting, if he's not a crook, why isn't he getting half the money, some money? You're saying this
because he's got to authenticate the document. If he's unsuccessful to authenticate the document, so then we can't give him anything just on his say-so, because the other person says he's paid. His word against his word. We're not going to favor one person over the other's word.
So you're saying it's possible for somebody to be that. Wait, you're saying it's possible for somebody to be that bad, they'd show up with a piece of paper that's toilet paper, or you're saying no, it's legit. He couldn't find anybody to authenticate it. If it couldn't find anybody to authenticate it, that means somebody owes him money. It seems that it's just throwing it out. If it's not certified, he doesn't divide, he collects nothing.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see tomorrow. We'll
okay. I mean, Rabbi Shimon
see it more tomorrow. We gotta go.
Gotta go. Bye. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Have a great day, everybody. Shkoya.
Nice meeting you, Rafael RAA.
See you tomorrow.
Hashem tomorrow.
Okay.